Good evening, reefers. How are you all doing?
Hello.
Hello.
So today we have the wonderful Shamiller with us,
Hi.
the Frag Swap Queen, as she's known in my phone book.
Well, yours is just the guy who knows it all in my contact list.
Who, me?
Great guy. Yeah.
Oh dear, yeah. Well, at least gives me plenty of opportunity to disappoint you.
No one disappoints me.
Let's see who we have with us tonight. I noticed everyone was piling in pretty early. Thank you very much. Good evening, the one and only John Wright. How you doing? Have you met John Shamiller?
Yes, I have. Hi, John.
I thought you would have done.
I'm just trying to see if there's any names I don't recognise. That's more of the question.
I'll be surprised if you know Zach. Zach Budnick is from the States.
Name rings a bell, but not met in person. Sorry. No. But hi, Zach.
Yeah, hi, Zach. Hope your afternoon is going well. Another name you'll definitely know, Lee, the one-armed reefer.
Hi,
Good evening, Lee.
Everybody knows Lee. You're right, Lee. Anyone else? Techers, Terry Techers. Good evening. How you doing?
Hi.
Matt, Norfolk Reefer, is with us as well. Good evening, Matt.
Evening, Matt. How's it going?
We have Dan's Reef with us as well.
Evening, Dan.
Anthony, UK120, is with us. Good evening. We have Harry West as well. Good evening. Gazza's Reef. Are you all right, Gazza? Thanks for the shout out. I think it was you in the Discord today, reminding everyone of the live stream. Who else? Coach. Good evening, Coach. I hope you're doing well. Any more? Peter Parry. I need to record Drippy doing that, so I've got it on one of my buttons, don't I? We have Melinda all the way from Australia.
Evening, Melinda.
Good morning. 5 a.m. What a trooper.
Gosh. I don't know how she does it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a time difference and a half, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get up at 5 a.m. to watch myself, so thanks. Good evening, Ron. I hope you're doing well.
There he is.
He's a very busy man. He wasn't sure if he was going to make it tonight.
Oh.
But yeah. Good evening.
It's a very tame like button suggestion from our Ron.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Normally there's some outrageous thing you should do if you don't want to hit the like button. Who else do we have? Haley. Good evening, Haley.
Oh, evening, Haley.
Click it.
Evening,
there we
Haley.
Go. Evening. And any more? Amanda Davidson. Good evening, Amanda.
Hey.
Hi,
Reefy
Amanda.
Reese. Good evening, Reese.
Evening.
Evening.
Tony, you all right?
Hi, Tony.
There he is. Hello, Tony. I've got a picture to send you later of your frag rack.
I wondered what it was going to be off then. Oh, dear. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Matt. Hope you're all right.
I like the way you went from disappointment to John. Oh, dear. Who else do we have? We have Neil. Good evening, Neil.
Evening, Neil.
Hi.
We have Rob as well. Evening, Rob.
Hello, Rob. Thanks for your help the other night.
Nice to meet you.
We have Half Cut Corals as well with us. Good evening. Sorry, don't know your name or can't remember it. I think I don't know it. But yeah, Melinda's been up since 3:30 a.m.
Gosh.
She needs a reward.
Wow. That's mad. Oh, coach. Yeah, thanks, coach. It's looking a lot better. I've won. I think I've won the battle with dinoflagellates in it now, and I've almost beaten off green hair algae. So we're going in the right direction. Oh, that was a TMC event. Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that in the news. So, Shamiller, the frag swap queen.
Yeah, well, that's what you know me as.
Yeah. So I didn't go to last year's Love to Reef because I think 2 days previously come back from Iceland. If anyone's been to Iceland, the country, not Iceland, the shop, it's incredibly expensive. And yeah, I was properly tapped out by that point. So I kind of stayed away from Love to Reef. I was at Coral Freaks later on in the year. I was at Aqua. And Aqua, on the run up to Aqua, was my first dealings with the wonderful Shamiller. And yeah, we kind of swapped a few messages and swapped a few frags. And I swapped a lot of frags.
Yes, you did. But I don't think you beat me.
No, probably not. How many did you swap?
I lost count after the 50th one.
Blimey.
Wow. Hang on a minute. We need to get this under control. We're not going to have a stream talking about dog poo. And,
it's better than cat poop. I'm sorry, guys. Dog poo wins.
Yeah. So there was a Reefy AF live stream, and one of the guys in the States, Jim, he was sat there, and in the background you see his cat kind of walk over into the corner and then start scratching, and it had just gone for a crap in the litter tray. He was like, "Oh, I really got to go and clean that up because it absolutely stinks."
Yeah. We may have visitors from one of my two cats later. All depends. Normally when I'm in the office, they do like joining me in one way or the other.
Yeah.
The longer I'm in here, the longer it most likely is.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, Mancoon and a Savannah cat. So big breeds.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're not going to miss them.
No. No, unfortunately.
Sorry. Just looking at the comments. Lots of shit to talk in the comments. So anyway, Coral Freaks, frag swaps. Yeah. So you did the original or the Aqua.
Yes, I did the first Aqua H frag swap ever. I did last year's Love to Reef frag swap. So yeah, apart from the 2 previous years of Love to Reef. Hi, Paul.
Evening, Paul.
Yeah, it was just something that I thought would be beneficial to have it a bit more organised than it was previously, and then took on the mantle of the frag swap queen. Yay!
How many frag swaps do you think took place in total on the last Aqua?
I could literally go into a document right now and confirm.
Do it live.
Go on, do it live. Do it live.
Do it live. Okay.
Is this including your 50 or excluding? Or 50 plus?
Including some, but I had a lot of giveaways. So give me 2 seconds while I quickly find the document.
Yeah. While you're doing that, we'll just say good evening to EIY Kuma.
Good evening.
It's a name I haven't seen for a few live streams. I hope you're doing well. I'll put the link up for Love to Reef as well. If anyone hasn't already got your ticket, even if you don't go, it all goes to Mind charity. So, you know.
I know they were getting quite sold out, weren't they, as well?
Yeah. I'll be surprised if they don't sell out, but,
sure.
If you think you might go, buy a ticket anyway, because it's only going to go to charity.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we sell it out.
Let's sell, guys. And also, you can the Frag swap team.
Yeah.
Right, I think I'm ready.
Go on. How many was it?
Have you got a drum roll, Steve?
I've got some applause for afterwards.
That'll do.
So, I don't know if you guys can see that. I have no idea.
Yep, it's on the screen now.
Can do.
These are every single confirmed frag swap that there was. And we are reaching over 100, nearly 500, 150, 170. We got about 186 trades in total that were confirmed without them being giveaways from Aqua H.
Wow.
That's not half bad.
That's not half bad. So yeah, quite a lot. And
so great for the hobby as well.
Yeah, me and my husband Mike, who unfortunately can't join us tonight, guys, even though it says he should have been with us. He's a bit poorly, so
no.
We think it's always great for community wise in like interactions with other hobbyists, in help people, especially new people to the hobby as well, which is why I tended to give a lot of giveaways. Even in Love to Reef and Aqua H, I gave a lot of giveaways. But also, if you create a relationship with people, if there's like a disaster that happens in your tank, like a crash, for example, there is a lot of great people out there who are happy to help you re-establish your tanks. Like they happily will give you corals, and that's only because of the frag swaps. Because as a community, we are one of the best and friendliest, I think. I could literally go to anyone in the chat, guys. Who's the better, freshwater or saltwater traders? It's
we have a special button for mentions of freshwater.
So yeah, we are currently working on our new list of all the frag swaps at the moment. It is going quite well. It is definitely doubled from last year, near enough. But yeah, we're working through it.
Awesome. There must be quite a lot of admin behind the scenes, just making sure everything aligns on the day.
Yeah, so the idea is that I will have a master copy of the list, which I will confirm if the corals come in and if they are accepted into the tank.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, sometimes when a coral is in bad condition or is not sealed properly in its container, I hate to say it, I don't like saying it, we can't guarantee what your water's like.
Sure.
So every coral that comes in is checked and every coral is checked out.
Yeah.
So to make sure they go to the right person, unless you've told me like on the day, oh, by the way, I'm going to leave early, so and so is going to be picking it up for me. Then there's an exceptions where people will pick up other people.
Sure.
It's just to make sure that everyone's on the same playing field. But the admin wise is it's quite easy.
Yeah.
I've done it 3 times now. I've got the swing of it.
It's when someone breaks the spreadsheet.
Yes. Yes.
You must have
I fixed it so
it.
I tend to make a hard copy of every day of the spreadsheet just in case it does get broken.
Yeah.
So it's all secured and checked. And if there's any edits, I double check the edits on a daily basis as well, just to make sure that nothing's been changed where it shouldn't have been changed by mistake, because that's happened in the past where someone's expecting a gold torch, for example, and they've ended up with Zoas.
Nice.
Because someone has accidentally put the wrong thing in the wrong place.
Whoops.
But yeah. I believe there's a question, so if you guys don't mind, I'll happily answer it.
Yeah.
No, I do not do that type of organisation.
I was just about to warn you that Ron is a bit of a practical joker.
Although, if you do give me your car keys and it happens to be an expensive car, do not expect it to be in the car park afterwards.
I was about to say you wouldn't mind swapping car keys with Ron because he's got a very nice car.
Ooh. In that case, yes, I will swap your car keys for mine. You can have a Hyundai iX35 instead.
I did see that Paul said they did sell out as well, but they've added a couple more on just to facilitate.
Where was that? I think he said there's 10 left. Did I read that right? Just looking through for that comment now. Yeah, he said have about 10 tickets left. So
hurry up and buy them, guys.
Yeah, that would be good. I saw a question from EIY Kumar as well. What's the date of Aqua H? I believe 21st, 22nd of September.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yes, it's the same date as it was last year, which is about the 21st and 22nd.
Yeah.
In some one plus or minus a day either side because of how the calendar works.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be there as well. Yeah, for 2025, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. And good evening, Dazza. I hope you're doing well.
Good evening.
What else? Have we got any serious questions? Let me just check. No.
Filter out all the other ones first. Yeah.
Any kind of tips for people attending the Frag swap on best practices for coral health and making sure it all runs smoothly?
Yeah. So ideally, if you haven't fragged your corals yet, I would definitely suggest doing them this week, just so they have time to rest. You could either put them on a frag plug for someone else or keep them floating. But talk to the person you're swapping with what their preferred is. I personally prefer frag plugs, but that's because I can put them straight onto an aquascape at the moment. I would suggest when you're looking at transporting, I know it sounds crude, guys, but make sure your piss pot or your bag that you put in the corals in is the minimum size it needs to be because of the amount of corals we'll be swapping. Also, when you will be swapping around the corals, the name of the person you're swapping with and what trade row. You'll see on the spreadsheet, guys, there is a trade row this year. If you just put the number in, just so I have reference of where that trade is, because there's a lot of people with a lot of names in different ways. Just so I can say, yes, that coral from that person's definitely coming in, so that person's definitely here. So that's cool, guys. It is basically, I don't know, is Keith Reefer in? Yes, tick. Is Harry in? Tick, yes. Is Harry taking his collars out? Yes, tick. Kind of situation. Good opinion of size is depending on your coral. We tend to use the 40 mil piss pots from Amazon that we get quite easily. But I personally only have small frags, and I normally only give away small frags. So the bigger the coral, you should expect, say, like an inch for each coral, or per size. So if your coral is half an inch container is needed. If you have a 5-inch coral, try and work out a 6. If not, just put it in a bag.
I suppose size-wise, you can kind of liaise with who you're swapping with as
well. Because you also don't know what type of containers they have of transporting.
Yeah.
I personally have a cool box, which I've nicknamed the Frag box because it only has frags getting transported in it, which has got loads and loads of different stickers on it from different coral vendors. But that space is still limited.
Do you have a spiritual reefer sticker on it?
I don't, and that's because I haven't met in person yet.
I'll have to bring you one along.
Love to reef.
I'm always looking for vendor stickers or even influencers stickers, because who doesn't want a cool sticker? Literally, the white lid that was on it is just cakes and stickers, and I'm working on the size now. But yeah, everything is just getting to know what corals you're taking. Some corals actually prefer a slightly bigger container, just because we will be running them on a freshwater with heater on the day, which is why we say sealed. Double check the seal.
Yeah.
Because, guys, I don't think I need to explain what happens when a saltwater coral happens with a freshwater tank.
Yeah.
It's not pretty, guys.
And I think one of the frags that I swapped at Aqua H last year, when I got home, I opened the container and the smell was absolutely horrific. And it was a mushroom.
Yeah. So I apologize. It probably escaped my quality control on that aspect. So I have now put in a new thing. If it even looks like it's got any disintegration of any sort, I will not be putting it in for trade, and I will be letting the person who is swapping know.
Well, yeah. So I wasn't pointing the finger. It was just, because these things happen. I was there for 2 days. If I'd have picked up the same day, it probably would have been okay.
Yeah.
But my thing is now, so if I take a mushroom for someone, I always put some carbon in the bag as well. So if it leaks anything out, it will soak it up.
So that's another thing. Like, if you have some carbon there, like pellet carbon, you can put it in. It's not a requirement. It just helps it a little bit. But yeah, I would definitely be double checking the containers this year. As Aqua H was so busy, containers unfortunately did get missed, and I apologize on that aspect.
Is it just the two of you that organises it all?
So I am the main organizer for the frag swaps. Michael helps me on the day.
Yeah.
Just so that if I need a break, no offense, guys, I love you all really, but sometimes I need a break from people. It just, especially, I need the toilet, guys, or I need a drink. I need to go and get stuff.
Yeah, this is why I ask, because it must be a lot of stress on the day trying to get everything right.
I mean, most of the time it's not an issue. We're coming up with new systems all the time for helping everything out. Mainly because last year my check sheets got absolutely soaking wet. So this year I will be bringing a tablet or my mini laptop that I have, just so I and the list will be offline at that point, which means no edits can be changed on the day, just so I can guarantee that's exactly what we're expecting for that day. If there is an added extra that's been missed, that's a private message to myself so I can add it, but not while I'm at the show, because I can't sort it out then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we've got a couple of other people joined us. We have Ryan's Reef. Good evening, Ryan.
Ryan.
Hi.
And Banana Rama has joined us as well.
Hey.
Hope you're doing well, Rama.
Hello.
Good evening.
Anyone else? Just have a quick flick through. Roxanne. Good evening, Roxanne. Hope you're doing well.
Evening, Roxanne.
Matt's got a very good point there. Every inch counts.
It's not though, it's how you use it.
Right, let me that's better. Get our names back. What's been the like craziest frag you've had at the frag swap?
Oh,
well, from the 3 shows that I'm done or am doing, it would have to be so I was trading a Holy Bone Micromusa.
Wow.
Or it was a Zoa of some sort at the time, but that was crazy because the Holy Bone Micromusa, I've got one. It survived, just about. And they're not cheap. And this guy has just traded away for a common Zoa. So that for me was crazy. The most beautiful coral I've seen from the trades it was a hammer. It looked like it was a hologram, but it was like not your typical hologram. I can't explain it. It was so pretty, and I really wish I could have traded for it, and I couldn't. But then I'm glad I haven't got it in my tank at the moment. So
yeah, well, you had a bit of a disaster recently in your tank, didn't you?
Yeah, I had quite a disaster, which is why I'm not doing my normal massive amount of giveaway of corals. I had a horrible crash in my tank that just happened randomly. We kind of have worked out what it was. All our corals that we are trading are healthy, so which is great, and mainly Zoas because they are hard to kill.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a calcium issue, and it wasn't because we didn't have enough. We had too much calcium.
What was your calcium?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Like my Mike does mainly all the testing, I admit. I do the test, but he looks at the readings and tells me, oh yeah, it's high or it's low, and then we try and figure out. I don't think I've ever seen the calcium test as a vivid blue as it was, in the least amount of drops.
What were you dosing at the time?
I was dosing I know it's literally down the road for me. Z Elements.
Okay.
AB
Yeah.
plus.
Right.
A and B. Unfortunately, we had a doser issue rather than the actual solution. We believe that we've had a couple of power cuts and really strange ones that go on and off like really quick succession of each other. We think it's actually reset the doser at one point, and it overdosed for a tank that originally was bigger when we originally got the doser than what we currently have. So it overdosed on one bit, but then didn't do the same amount of dosage on the other bit. So
dear.
That
so
sucks.
yeah,
I'm sorry
a lot of
happened.
acros were lost.
Oh man.
We're trying to stay away from acros now.
Yeah.
My little hammer garden I had some really nice hammers going. I still have a hologram. It still survived. I've got my normal Buzz Lightyear. I've got another common one survived somehow. And we've got 2 of the 4 torches have survived.
Okay.
Which is great. A lot of, ridiculous amount of Zoas have survived. I can't even explain. If anyone wants some yellow Zoas, like, let me know. You can have them.
I think Zoas will survive in toilet water.
I think they would. I don't even know how, because technically these corals should all have been dead. So the fact they survived is a miracle. I've lost some of my partial amount of the octospawn I had. Like, some of the hairs have died off, but some are okay.
Okay.
Some of my trumpet is the same. Like, some of it's died and some of it's okay. My blastos are all fine, which is really weird. My Holy Grail Micromusa is fine.
It's a good one to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a couple of. Wow. Yeah, there's like 2 acros that managed to, like, high-end acros that managed to survive. So don't ask me what they are, guys. I have no idea. I would normally ask the husband.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I don't do names.
Yeah.
I call it that pink one or that red one.
I know it's green. No, it's not green. It looks green at the moment, but it's got colours. That's all I know. But it's not a bird nest. I know that much. So we all know win there.
When you were talking about you just do the test and then ask Mike whether it's good or not, I saw a comment pop in from Rob saying, "That's Mike straight under the bus." But it's actually your doser that just randomly massively increased its dose.
Yeah. It's all back to normal now. We've done a stupid amount of water changes just to bring it back to normal levels. Everything is fine. Like, there's no fish death or anything. So we're getting back to normality. But yeah, it was quite sad when we saw multiple skeletons. So yeah, we're working on rebuilding our tank.
Yeah.
Just a quick hi to Jason.
Hey,
Good
Jason.
evening,
Hi,
my
Jason.
no pox brother. And we've got a question from Gaza. Sorry, Shamiller. Both Jason and I accidentally dosed way too much no pox into our tanks and killed off a lot of stuff.
Oof. That's sad.
Yeah, question from Gaza. Do you just write the number, the ticket, not the trade number?
Yes, the trade number. Mainly because we also have vendors trading this year as well. And influencers, some people have got ticket numbers, some haven't. So we're just trying to make it an even playing field where it's just a trade row, which is your designated number for that trade. It's quite easy then for me to go, oh, you're row 46, and then you're trading for this person. It's so much easier than going through the nearly 20,000 numbers that was for Aqua H.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Trying to find a trade that I still couldn't find afterwards.
I must admit, it's quite exciting because I have no idea what I've traded for. I can't remember. I remember I just posted a couple of corals. Someone said, I'll give you that. I went, yep. And yeah, I can't remember what it was. So that'll be
I could
a
probably
nice
check.
surprise on the day. That's okay. I like it. It's exciting. I think I might have been one of the first on there.
Yeah, you're trading some hammers away from what I can tell.
Yes, that's right.
For some beautiful SPS.
Nice.
So yeah.
Lovely.
Can you hear my trident?
No.
Nice. It's very loud.
Is it? Yeah, I can't hear it at all. Why is it going off now, though?
I better say, I hope that's not mine because my filter roller goes off all the time. No, it's not mine.
My filter roller broke today, which is exciting, but that's all sorted. Red Sea were excellent, actually. I got in touch. They helped me out. So.
Good. So Jason's just got out of work. This means he'll be driving. He'll probably be like waving out his arms out the window, swearing at people.
I was going to say with a particular finger. Yeah.
Well, drive safe.
Yeah, have a chilled drive, Jason. Let me see if I can share my picture. So when I went to Coral Freaks, because I missed out Love to Reef, when the Coral Freaks tickets became available, I was like immediately, yep, I'll have a ticket. And when I got my ticket through, I was ticket number 001.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And when Love to Reef come around this time, I thought, oh, I'm never going to manage that again. But I was quick.
Hey!
Ticket 001.
What do you win? Oh, brilliant.
Yes, I haven't got a ticket, so.
No.
But that's because I'm special. And
I mean, it's not going to happen without you, this frag swap, so.
Yeah. They paid me not to show up, but I said, no, I'm still coming.
Yeah. The frag swap can actually be run without me. It's just in a way, in an aspect, I can do all the behind scenes admin, but actually on the day, anyone can do it. So, and I've made it like that because if there is an issue, for example, I'm really unwell, there's always someone who can pick up the slack and help out because that's what a community does and that's what we are.
Yes. I work for an international company and it's quite amusing because the example we always give is like, well, if I get hit by a bus, then
Nice.
and I was giving this example in a meeting and some guy said to me afterwards, are the bus drivers like really crazy in England or something? Like, what do you guys always say if I get hit by a bus? I don't know. Anything else you want to talk to us about frag swaps in particular, Shamiller?
Please swap frags.
No? Okay.
In terms of questions, if you guys don't want to say them on the chat, if just WhatsApp me if you're part of the Love to Reef groups. I'm sure I'll be able to answer, even if you private message me. I get a lot of private messages, so I'm not scared to answer them. Just don't ask me anything too personal, guys, because that's just not right.
What is that like? To come and organise a key swap?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think questions like that off the table. Genuine reef-related questions, totally fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything to do with frag swap, you're having trouble filling in the forms. I mean, it's quite simple, but I understand there was an issue with Apple users with the spreadsheet who they couldn't use it, but found out we just need to download the app, guys. That's all you needed to do. That was day one issue. But apart from that, everything seems to be hunky-dory now.
Excellent.
And is anyone that buys a ticket, they're automatically added to the WhatsApp group? Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I believe when you bought the ticket, you should have been inputting your mobile number.
Yeah.
That will Paul will then add you into the Love to Reef groups, just so security reasons. We don't need to explain the example problem child that I have anymore, which is the Aqua H chat group, where it was open to anyone and anything. We don't talk about Aqua H Frag swap anymore, guys. It's like don't talk about Bruno kind of situation. But yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sure I've forgotten things, guys, but like ask the questions.
Yeah,
just ask the questions, guys. I'm sure it will trigger something.
Yeah. And if you're going to Love to Reef and you're not in the Frag Swap WhatsApp group, reach out to Shamiller or Paul Fish Palace or me, and I'll pass on a message. That's fine. You know, we'll get you on there, so you can get swapping frags.
Yeah.
So your reefing journey, Shamiller,
it's chaotic.
How did you start in the reefing scene?
So we started reefing when we moved from our family home back in Kent. We now live in Cambridgeshire. In 2022 is when we moved into our beautiful house. And the first thing the husband wanted was, I want a reef tank. And as a fiance at the time, it was, yeah, sure. How much money do you need? So we started off with a really old Aqua 1 type tank. I always forget the numbers. That's how old it was. It was okay. Unfortunately, it died last year. So now we have a DD XL 5200, I think, off the top of my head, which is lovely because now I can actually put my arm to the bottom of the tank, where before I couldn't do any maintenance. We are firm believers of secondhand until it's broken. Unless it's solutions of needing to buy new.
Or contact lenses.
Or contact lenses, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That was good.
Yeah. And we started with the typical bird's nests was our first corals. And that was from Love to Reef, the first event.
Nice.
So we then, over time, we went to local fish stores. We don't have many near us. Boo. And AAC is an hour and a bit drive from us.
Yeah.
So can always get to the good stuff. Sorry, guys. So we always did the things. It doesn't look great in the store, but I'm going to risk it and see what it looks like in our tank. And we just kept on ending up with loads of acros over time. Then I decided, you know what, I want some LPS in the tank, because looking at sticks all day, guys, it's not great. I get the appeal of sticks, but I'm not a stick person. I like my flow. And then the Love to Reef event after that, we started to do giving back. So we gave back into the community as such. So we gave away coral to the new people. And we've just ended up on a lovely little rotation where
Nice.
the people who were the new people from Love to Reef event 2 gave away in event 3, as well as traded for some better stuff as well. It just spiraled from there and till recently where we had a tank crash. So we've had some great people who are donating back, so to say.
That's really cool.
So, which is great. This is why I say we are a community of well, great people. Out of all the communities I'm in, the reefing one is the best.
Excellent. It's always good to hear.
Yeah, but we've had some little times where we've gone, oh, is that coral okay? We've got to move it. Situations. So a time I had a little nano tank as well, so sometimes they'll go in the little nano, a water box 60. Obviously water box don't exist anymore, but I've closed down that tank as such because it just ended up with loads of mushrooms. And so I had a personal tank, but I had to close that down because it was time to close it down. It wasn't going to be a holding chamber anymore for new corals because we needed them in the big tank.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excellent. So you kind of started that off by saying Michael was your fiance. You're now married. It's not that you've kicked him into touch or anything.
No, I got married last year. Unfortunately, after Love to Reef and after Aqua. So it was. I haven't really had time to say to the community I got married since. But yes, we started off fiancés for many years and got married last year. So.
Excellent. There was a message popped up in the chat. Yeah, Rama was saying, can he swap a load of dead Aptasia for something more colourful?
Unfortunately not. People find it hard to trade GSP away. So just saying.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've only got 2 swaps for GSP at the moment. Not that people don't try. It's, great for
if anyone wants some.
I believe that GSP is a great new person.
I love it.
Coral.
I think it's great. Yeah.
It gives an indication if your tank is actually ready. We unfortunately though didn't go GSP straight away. We went straight into the bird nest and we had success straight away. So
that's good.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's really good.
We're back when we didn't know anything. Didn't know.
In some ways, I think it's easier at that point.
Like we didn't even know the difference between the SPS and LPS and the softie at the time. Yeah. We didn't really understand the fact that SPS needed more care and attention than LPS and softies. Yeah, we somehow still managed it. Somehow, I don't know how, but we did.
So Matt's asking if I can swap any of my special snowflake acropora. I don't know if anyone's interested in it. It's very easy care level. It's just plain white.
I've heard you can even just pop them on the top of the tank if you want, going out the water.
Yeah. The only care you need to do is once a month, just bleach it.
Yeah, keep it nice and white.
Perfectly white then.
Oh, don't forget to spray it with perfume as well.
Helps.
So what have you been up to this week, Harry?
I've been up to quite a lot. Today especially has been a day. I've been working on Tony's frag system, which is going well. I've had a few kind of setbacks with that because of the dimensions of it and the size of the 3D printer build plates. I've had to split it into more parts than I'd like to And then it's all of the kind of logistics and making sure those parts line up, and then putting dowels and kind of holes in each thing to make sure they line up and they're strong and secure. Just waiting on the rest of the acrylic to arrive, because I'm doing a 3D print acrylic hybrid with the silicone in between, much like what I did in my sump. So yeah, that's what I've been working on for the last few days.
I can hear your trident now.
Yeah, it's so loud. I can't believe you couldn't hear it before.
That's
what I've been doing
beeping?
today. Oh no. Yeah, so I've had trouble with the trident. Would you believe it? No, I love it, but it causes issue. It was a test A fail, which I sorted. I was so thankful that I got it sorted. Test B fail. So I've had the whole thing apart. I've had all the tubing out, spraying RO through them. I don't know what fixed it, but taking it apart and putting it back together seemed to do the job.
The threat of further violence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then what else? The reef mat broke today. But yeah, as I say, Red Sea have been fantastic. They're sending me out a new motor to replace myself inside the drive unit. And then I also ordered one as well before they actually told me they were sending one out. But that must have been within the hour, if not a couple of hours after getting in touch. They said, "Yeah, we've sent one out." So that was really brilliant.
Wow.
A load of other stuff went wrong as well with the tank, but we'll leave it there for now. The tank's looking good, thankfully.
How's your Ron's Magic Juice working for you?
Yeah, fantastic. I was speaking to him the other night, and the first time I did it, I immediately saw results that were almost too good to be true, which they somewhat were. The Aptasia was sulking. It wasn't completely gone. I couldn't see it, but of course, when they sulk, they're going to shrivel up so small that, yeah, you can't see them. So it killed a lot back and disturbed a lot, but it didn't get rid of them. So a couple of weeks later, it looked similar to what it looked like originally. That was because I was quite conservative with how long I left Ron's special juice on my rock, because I didn't want it to burn, or you see fish nipping at it and all sorts of things. So yeah, I was just a little bit concerned. But after you've done it the first time, you kind of start to think, chuck it all in. So that's exactly what I did.
You took Claudia's advice.
That's it. I left it on for quite a bit longer. I think I must have left it on for 45 minutes, something like that. And now it's amazing, the difference. Once again, it's difficult to get underneath and to the sides, but it's 80% of the way there. And with the stripey in there, the peppermints, the filefish, etc., I'm sure within time that'll be sorted.
Excellent. Sorry, my daughter's messaging me. She wants to come on. No, she wants to come on the live stream, and I've said I've got a set of headphones here for her to wear that she'll be able to listen on.
Yeah.
But she's like, it's weird if I just walk in. I'm like, it's going to be fine. So she might turn up, she might not.
Okay.
So I was a little bit concerned that we were missing someone, and I think Melinda was a little bit concerned as well.
Alyssa was going to be here. Where's Alyssa?
But yeah, Alyssa is here.
Good
afternoon, Alyssa.
Hi.
Afternoon, yeah, sure.
How you doing? So she is from the States as well. So I hope you're doing well. I couldn't resist the opportunity to use my second favourite Melinda quote, with my favourite being
"Thank me."
Knew it was coming.
I've got some of you as well, Harry.
No, you haven't.
Right, hang on a minute. My daughter's messaging me again. So, have you been up to anything this week, Shamiller? Any kind of reefing purchases or things?
Just trading. We're waiting for Loft Reef to see what goodies we can get, because that, and also I want to go to AAC, because who doesn't want to go to AAC?
Sure.
Mainly also because apart from Little Fish Aquatics, which is still an hour drive away. We've got a really poor Maidenhead Aquatics near us, and an even worse another shop near us. So we don't really have much choice when we go shopping for aquatics, apart from online trades. So yeah, we just saved our money up and waiting to go to AAC.
Yeah, love a little trip to AAC.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, I spoke with the ladies at Little Fish Aquatics at Aqua, and talked to them then about lining up a visit. And I've just been so mentally busy with all the health move and everything that I still haven't done it. But
they have expanded, and
I heard,
so great. It's just because of how my work is and how Mike's work is, we can't get anywhere at the moment unless we book the day off. So yeah, we'll go to Little Fish soon.
Yeah, well, I'll try and organise a bit of a meet up there, and we'll get you and Michael to come, and it's not too far from Harry. I don't think we need to do another Frag swap.
No,
just
need to
go and meet everyone. I think it's great fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I've been up to. I tried the hydrogen peroxide treatment on my green hair algae.
Mm-hmm.
I only used 3% solution, so it wasn't that aggressive. And I was kind of squirting it on, thinking it's not doing much. And then I suddenly thought to myself, it's cascading off of my rock work down, landing on one of my corals.
Yeah, just use hydrogen peroxide that you get from a salon. That works better.
But yeah, so the coral that it was landing on is now 2/3 dead, and it was a trumpet coral.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. I did the same with Ron's juice, to be fair.
What did you squirt it on?
It was a John Deere Leptocerus, I think it's pronounced. So yeah, I've just got a nice chunk. I don't know.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Well, it's a different coral, isn't it? A Leptocerus.
It's kind of flowy polyps.
Yeah, so that's
like
the
really
Leptocerus.
tight GSP, Leptocerus.
Yeah. Leptocerus is just like a solid encrusting. It's like a Monty. It's just like hard. Yeah.
Poor man's acro.
Yes. Yeah. But
for sure.
I would say Jack-o'-lantern Leptocerus, everybody should have some.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful coral. Really is.
One of my faves, even if I got the name wrong.
And we have Centropyge Collector with us. Good evening.
Evening.
I hope you're doing well. It's a new name. I was going to say,
I don't think I've seen that name.
He's been on this live stream before, but I've also seen him on Reef Dorks and the Reefers Network. I don't think I've seen him on any other ones yet. But
good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Well, I'm trying to think of what else I've been up to in my tank.
How's the are you noticing much of a difference with the solar panels yet? In regards to the tank, the consumption, do you know how much you're saving tank wise?
What you mean with electric?
Yeah.
So since switching it on, I can give you the exact figure, but I think it's about 4 kilowatt hours of power I've purchased in a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen Centropyge on the Discord, but I couldn't quite remember or not. That's why I was hesitating a bit. But let me have a look. Grid usage, 3 kilowatt hours. Wow. So I've paid for 3 kilowatt hours of power since switching it on 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
And I've exported 238 kilowatt hours
And have you finished the process that they can then buy that off you? Are you still?
I
giving
got
free?
my registration number today, so I'm just got
Nice.
to wait for the electric company to put that on, and then I'll be getting paid 15 pence per kilowatt hour for everything I export.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's Ryan. So how much is that in pounds? Well, 3 kilowatt hours is 75 pence.
Yeah, very little.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes me want to cry when I look at mine.
And the big thing, that one of the big bonuses for me is it comes with whole house backup.
Yeah.
So if there's a power cut, I've got 13.5 kilowatt hours of energy that will run everything in my house. You don't even know. So if I had a power cut right now, you wouldn't notice because the broadband would stay on, the computer would stay on, all the lights and the camera and everything would stay on. I could just continue. So yeah, it's really cool to be able to have that option as well.
Gosh, I wish I had that about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, you would have avoided that calcium spike.
Yeah. Oh well, I've only got a backup on the wave makers, and that's it. Basically.
Yeah,
it's more than me.
I live in a rural area, so it makes sense to have at least some way to guarantee my fish ain't going to die. The corals will be fine, but for the day, but the fish won't be.
Yeah, and you know, with all the power cuts they've had in the States just recently, and you see the tank disasters that have gone on there, you just like,
yeah, bless them.
Whew. Yeah, some of what people have lost is just
it's devastating.
Crazy. Yeah. Has anyone been keeping up with the news? Reefing news?
Nope.
Apart from Reef Factory's weird thing going on, that's about it.
Maybe is, maybe isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So saw some weird posts. What did I see first? So I saw this one first. It was basically applying for bankruptcy. And then in another group, I saw this one. It was basically to let. They were letting out the factory. And then just before coming on air, I saw this one, which is basically saying one of the distributors is saying that they're going to carry it on. Now, I believe this distributor has actually bought out the brand and now owns it, and it is the original owner's wife, according to the rumor mill.
I think the thing is, right, the issue from what I heard, I've had no experience with them, but the issue was that the communication and the customer service and things like that was problematic. And to me, this just echoes that, because if they can't kind of come out and say, look, this is what's happening, this is where we're at, why are they continuing that trend that caused them issue in the first place? Come out and say, we've gone bankrupt, we haven't, it might look like we have because we're doing this. Just be open. And I think people will be a lot more receptive and understanding than, because it's not going to be nice as well for them having all this skepticism and having all these posts to try and keep track of and keep on top of.
Yeah, and that was the first thing I did. I thought, I'm going to go to the Reef Factory website and see what the statement is. And you look on it and there's nothing. You're like, okay, let's look on their Facebook page. Nothing. Someone's even asked on one of their posts and there's no reply. And I'm like, okay. You would expect, if it wasn't true, that they would immediately go on and say, no, that's definitely not the case. There's a lot of people worrying about the equipment they've got, and the servers staying up, because if you've got any automation set up, it relies on the server connection.
I mean, some of the money people have invested in these tanks, and not just money, love and care and time, that are relying on this machinery. Again, just to let people know. Again, I've had no personal experience. I've not got any gripes or any good things to say about them. But come on.
Yeah, I feel like they need to put it as a statement for clarity's sake,
Sure.
because people who do have, like, just in the Frag Swap chat alone, people are like panicking, going, how are we going to get our staff if we need replacements? Oh, my systems, they all run on this and that. And it's like trying to figure it out is really hard for them. I don't have anything from Refactory at all. But if anything happened to any part of my system, I would probably be in the same boat as everyone else. And people who like, unfortunately, I'm autistic. So if something goes bad for my systems, I'm going to stress and try and contact the supplier and go, help me. And they don't reply back because they're not there. Then it's going to cause a horrible spiral for people who just can't get what they need. And unfortunately, they lose out on sales and competitors gain.
Yeah. It is it's not a good place to be in. Hopefully this new owner will work out and they can keep the servers running and migrate the ownership over and everything, because that's the next thing, is the ownership of the servers and all of that. You need to migrate all of that over, the domain names, all of that, to keep the servers running. I did have some Reef Factory equipment a while back, and their servers went down for maintenance or had a problem. I don't really know which. And one of my automations was a level control on my tank. So it would speed up and slow down my return pump to maintain a level in the DT. And it didn't have an emergency. It only had one drain. So you only had your main drain, which is why I put this in, and it had 2 level sensors. The server went down, and the server went down when it was in its increased speed until we hit the top limit switch sensor. And it just carried on doing that until I went into the room and found water all over the floor. You need some kind of local control. That's the only way for this for such a dependent system that's keeping livestock going. You need something available offline, definitely.
I hope they do well. I hope they kind of get it sorted, because you can see potential, but with issues like you've just described, it's not good enough, basically, is it? It needs addressing, needs looking at.
I really liked, from an aesthetic point of view, and a build quality point of view, their equipment was fantastic. I really wanted it to be amazing. If they came out with one, so even being burnt by owning one, if they came out with a version that had local control, I would probably, maybe I wouldn't swap out equipment to get it, but if I was buying new equipment, I would then be thinking, oh, maybe I can get the Reef Factory stuff.
No, I would do the same, providing there was that honesty and open communication. As soon as I saw that from them, and then there were issues to the equipment kind of addressed or things slightly tweaked, for sure.
And then another news item that Matt kind of hinted at earlier is TMC are having an exclusive fish keeping event. So it starts off on day 1 in the Horniman Museum, having a little tour there, having a look at what Jamie and the team are doing with their coral spawning. And then the following day, is getting to visit their facilities in Chorley Wood, and getting to have a little look behind the scenes at TMC.
I would love to go.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough that I am getting to go. So I will be there with Fish Palace,
Yeah.
Prestige Reef, Reef Dork, the Reefers Network.
Yeah.
is gonna
I'm
be
so
there.
excited to see the videos.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing behind the scenes.
Mm.
I don't know what to expect with it all, but yeah, really looking forward to getting in and having a look. And there's quite a few people going. Danny's Aquariums, Amy does some stuff. There's a few, I think, from Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Practical Fish Keeping are going. Jeremy Gay. I was trying to think of his name then. Jeremy Gay is going to be there as well. So yeah, it should be a fun day. A couple of days. I'm right before Love to Reef as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You'll be reefed out.
Yeah. I've got
No such thing.
Tuesday, Wednesday at this, and then Thursday, Friday back at work, and then Friday night is
Friday
off to the
evening.
Green Man.
Yeah.
For the fancy dress party. And yeah, are you going to that, Harry?
I'm not sure yet. I'm undecided.
I was
I'm not a
wondering-
very social person. I'm a little bit scared, but I think I might.
I was wondering if you
We'll see.
might go there as Claudia Water.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe I should, and then I wouldn't have to. Then I wouldn't have to be scared, because
exactly.
I'd just be so lovely, and you know, I wouldn't care about anything because she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you know Shamiller, but we did an April Fool's live stream, and Harry did. Harry's very, very good at making videos, and he did a little skit of this dosing stuff called Yes Pox, and he had an alter ego called Claudia Water, where he dressed up as a woman, and yeah. It was a very surreal video, but very, very funny.
I think I'm going to have to watch this video now.
Not very spiritual. No.
No, it doesn't always have to be spiritual, does it? Yeah, but it was, I mean, it was really good. It was a very fun live stream we did.
That was good fun.
Just trying to convince my daughter to come in. I think she's just like stood just outside the door, texting me about coming on.
We're all waiting.
Yeah.
Eagerly anticipated special guest.
I've got a headset here ready. Yeah, Matt's talking about.
You want me to put my red dress on?
Yeah.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Oh dear. Yeah, I like to collect little embarrassing snippets where people have said stuff.
Okay. Careful what you say, Shamiller.
I've got
Careful what your voice note him.
Yeah, I've got a really good one of Harry. But I think he would be mortified if I played it, and everyone else would be like,
I'd leave.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
I believe I should be fine.
Yes. Oh. Was that your Trident starting up again then, Harry?
It's still going. It's obviously not working because it's taking far too long.
That'd be that test B failed again, I reckon.
I think I might do what you've done and do the 3D printed one. My reservation was because I want to eventually get the Trident NP, I think, if it's half price, then I don't know if I'll be able to make a matching 3D printed part, and that worries me. I'd want it to be symmetrical. I feel like that's something Rob would understand with his mugs.
Yes. Oh dear. Gaz is saying that his daughter helped him frag this weekend. It's really nice having her involved. Yeah.
That was cool.
Sometimes Amy will come in and she'll talk about the tank, and then a few days later she's like, "Yeah, they're really boring, Dad." But yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah, I normally have the cats watch me sorting out the tank, so it's always funny.
Do they watch the fish?
They do. They literally.
Yeah.
Our tank is in our dining room, so they literally lay on the table and they watch the tank.
Very nice.
And they can be there for hours, and you go, "How can you watch the tank for hours?"
Yeah. It's like a little laser pointer.
It is. The thing is, they have no interest of touching the tank. They just literally go straight onto the table and watch it. It's so funny.
Brilliant.
Waiting for jumpers.
The day there's a jumper in my tank is the day that the net has failed. So
yeah.
And they're very trained cats. I train my cats very well. They don't touch anything to do with the tanks.
Yeah. Amy's saying, yes, they're sometimes boring.
Yes,
I mean,
cats are sometimes boring.
we've got 3 cats, and not one of them is even remotely interested in the tank.
No.
You can hold the cat up to the glass and show it, and it just doesn't care.
No. I did do a little thing when they were younger, both mine, where I purposely put a paw in the water, and I think that just scared them for life. They won't go near the tanks now. So
yeah, well, one of our cats has fallen in the bath. When my daughter has a bath, the cats will go in, and one of them's fallen in the bath 3 times now and still walks along the edge of the bath. So
yeah, but salt water's different.
So any trends or anything in the hobby you're seeing coming up that
I'm seeing, with the way the trays are going, I'm seeing a lot of hammers coming in.
Okay.
Hammers are really popular at the moment. A lot of Zoas again. Zoas have come back. There was a time where Zoas were like scoffed away. Oh, don't want Zoas. But they're coming back. A lot of people are asking for them.
I guess that's as people's tanks are getting a bit smaller.
Not just smaller, I don't think. I think people have seen different styles of making a Zoa carpet on the tank bottom of the tanks, which is a cool idea.
Yeah.
But my concern is, like, if I have a favorite Zoa and it's a slow grower, I'm worried about the fast growers overtaking that slow grower, and you just end up, for example, having ridiculous amount of scrambled eggs, for example, all on the bottom of your tank.
Yeah.
When I've got some really nice Zoas that I would prefer to be on the bottom of the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's GSP has gone out of trend. It used to be the go-to for everyone. Everyone wanted GSP or Sania. I haven't seen many trays for either.
GSP.
Yeah, GSP. that used to be the tank carpenter.
Yeah,
carpet.
I need to get Harry to give me an offcut next time he has a GSP haircut.
I've got loads for you. I'll add it to my list. I've got a love to reef list because I've got so many things to remember.
Yeah.
So I've got to add Shamiller's sticker.
Yeah.
And Steve's GSP.
Your Pocky, no, not Pocky, Stylo is recovering now.
Hey, excellent.
Harry gave me a little bit of purple Stylo. Was it purple Stylo?
Yeah,
or blue?
Yeah, purple.
And I got a bit of epoxy, stuck it on the rock, put the coral in, and then kind of did a few other bits and walked off.
Whoops.
And then I looked back in the tank and I'm like, where's that coral gone? And the putty's gone as well. Not a clue where. And then I look and it's just resting on the top of my torch coral. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
So I kind of grabbed that and set it somewhere to recover. And yeah, every bit of surface that had touched the torch was dead. But that was the only bit. Like most other SPS would just then strip the whole thing.
Yeah.
This just that patch, and it's
resilient.
already starting to recover.
Yeah, I find that pockies and bird nests are really hard to kill.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
It's better than dropping Ron's juice on your torch. Take it from me. Mind you, it's doing pretty okay. I think it's actually going to be fine. But if it's not going to be fine, it's going to be one of those things in 6 months' time. It just bails out.
Yeah,
no
it's having
reason.
a tantrum at the moment.
Yeah. No, it looks okay, but I spilt essentially like calc paste all over it the other day, which wasn't sensible. But no, it seems to be okay.
Yeah. I saw actually a post in the comments from Kyle. I think I remember that right this time.
That's a good idea.
About a 3D printed shell. But I think that is the mini trident, isn't it?
I think he's talking about 2-in-1.
Oh,
Or were you saying
okay.
that would be very cool if you could just have one box
yeah, that would
with
be
the
cool.
2 lights on it.
That would actually not be that hard to do.
No, not at all.
Especially if you run like some kind of 3D printing business. I mean, I imagine then you could probably write off the cost of a Trident NP against the business because you bought one to design the case for it.
I'm sure Aquaprint would be loving this idea.
Well, I know everybody likes Aquaprint, but there is actually a far better 3D printing company you can use. Marine Spec.
Even the name, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I'd shop there.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but Harry runs Marine Spec.
Yeah, I did. I was joking, guys.
Yeah, that would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? A holder that holds both of them in one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I really noticed how much space the full Trident takes up, and that was
just
actually
lengthwise as well.
Yeah, that was the reason I had my Nopox disaster, was because I put my Trident in and my Nopox no longer fitted at the bottom of the cabinet, so I put it on a shelf.
Yeah.
Then when I disconnected my dosing pipes, it siphoned all the Nopox out.
Yeah.
So if I'd have had my mini Trident then, that would have fitted in a lot better.
Yeah, I did actually. Melinda will be very happy. I changed the orientation of because I did my custom dosing liquids the other night. I put them underneath and put the Trident on the top shelf. So I thought, while I'm doing that, I'll swap it round just for Melinda.
Excellent. Have we got any other questions from anyone? Don't know whether there's much in the... I've tried to drag all the questions up as I've spotted them, but if I've missed one, let me... Oh, there is one here. Look, Harry Nori clip.
We've got Tony's thing that hopefully the acrylic will arrive tomorrow, and I'll finish that. And then I've got the copper band butterfly feeder, which already is designed. I've just got a bigger and more efficient way of printing it. And the clip will be after that.
Your copper band feeder.
Yes.
One thing that I found, because I've got one of them from you, maybe 2 magnets.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to control
the
orientation of
doesn't it? Yeah. I found that. Yeah. So I looked at getting square magnets, but I'm not able to seal them in quite the same way. But maybe 2 smaller ones, as you say.
Yeah, like the number 2 on a die.
Yeah. I'm with you.
That was my first thought.
Right, Matt, that's just delayed it another 2 weeks. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, Matt. Woody's Reef is asking, what 3D printers are people using? Go on, Harry.
Me? I am using Prusa. I appreciate Bamboo Labs and think they're fantastic and quick, so on and so forth. I run my printers pretty much 24/7. It's not just marine spec that I use the printers for. I use them for another little thing I do as well. So they are running all the time, and therefore bits and pieces get worn out. And they're very user serviceable, and there's quite a big community kind of customer service and everything that you can easily reach out to, get replacement parts, and yeah, just repair them yourself. And they just work quite nicely. A lot of print farms utilize the Prusas, but yeah, Bamboo are brilliant printers as well.
Yeah. I use the Bamboo P1S just because I'm a bit lazy and I like the fact that
they just work, don't they?
I just put mains in the back.
Yeah.
Set up the Wi-Fi on it, and it just works. And I don't need to faff around with it.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of other 3D printers, and that was not the case. So.
Yeah, I don't have a 3D printer.
You need to join the
the
crew.
With all the hobbies that I have, unfortunately, the 3D printer would help a lot of them, but I can't do the cost effectiveness of a 3D printer at the moment.
Yeah.
I think they'll become very commonplace. I mean, they already are, but I think in 5 years' time, it'll be like having Wi-Fi. I think for simple things, and you'll probably tap a button on your bloody fridge or something and say, I need a holder for me Coke cans, and it'll just
no, it'll be 3D printing food.
Yeah. There's already chocolate ones. To print chocolate, 3D prints.
Yeah, you just got to look at Star Trek, guys. Come on, it's all there.
My 3D printer is actually called Replicator.
Nice.
Yeah, your other 3D printing business, is that supporting Harry's? No, you are Harry. Matt's business, printing toys.
Not yet. I'm willing to diverse if Matt wants to get in touch. Collaboration.
You okay to print TPU?
Welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
I've got all the needed supplies. Yeah. Multicolor.
And what he's saying, do I run the AMS? Yes, an AMS 1. I bought it before the new one came out, but
worth having.
Yeah, I wouldn't be without it. It's even just because it's sat in this room with me, and there's obviously the humidity in this room's higher than normal.
Yeah.
So there's silica gel in containers in there, and it just keeps all of your filament dry.
Yeah. I think what's underrated about the kind of multi-material units as well, just all of them in general, is that you no longer have to manually load filament. All right, you do it in the first instance, but then your 4 or 5, whatever filaments sit there. You can press print on your computer. The printer will automatically choose the correct color or the correct type of filament, load it into the print head for you, and off it goes. And it takes out a lot of manual work, especially if you're running multiple printers. Not having to load and unload from each print head, it makes a big difference.
And if you put 2 reels of the same filament in and one runs out, it immediately changes to the one that you've got that's got some
magic.
Brilliant. And they're actually dirt cheap.
Yeah.
In the
where we
picture.
were 4 or 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so you can get a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini, 170 quid.
It's ridiculous.
They're
you
really
get good print quality on there as well. For that price, it is. Yeah.
So that was what they had, Shamiller, at Aqua Prints stand that was printing the little octopus.
Yeah.
Or octopi.
They were printing something, but I don't know if it was an octopus.
Yeah, I think it was the little articulated octopus thing that they were giving away for all the kids. They had them printing those, and they were printing so fast.
I wanted one of those octopi, but by the time I got there, they were all gone. So
They're all gone by the time I get there as well.
was
I
like,
think that
oh,
they had some hidden that they then kept on getting out and giving to kids, but I think
You
you
have to
needed
get
to
them to
borrow
reserve
someone's
one for
child.
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Love
was,
to read.
nah, I'll be fine. I'd rather the children have them than myself. But if there was spare, I wouldn't mind taking one. Just
Aquaprint,
like,
if you're watching, we need a spare octopus. At Love to Reef.
And yeah, Woody's Reef saying the combo is $299. That's with the AMS light, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The multi-filament holder thing for the mini
amazing.
printers. Yeah, it's really cool. Like I say, I started 3D printing when you had to buy threaded rod and normal rod, cut it to length, and buy the 3D printed parts and solder the circuit board yourself and everything. And they were really crap quality and really hard to use. The difference to what you can get with these things now, just off the shelf, is crazy.
in a
Shamiller,
sorry. I think one of the cats is like playing like.
I thought I heard something.
Away. I was going, what are you doing there? They're just playing, I think. But, yeah.
What's been your biggest kind of surprise moment in reefing?
Oh
Gosh. My biggest surprise would have to be when someone that you've traded a coral with like 2 years ago, and they come back, especially if they were a new person. In fact, they were a new person I traded with 2 years ago. They've come back and say how well that coral's doing in their tank, and how they're now giving away a frag of that coral to someone else to continue in a chain. That is my most surprising thing. It's kind of heartwarming to tell you the truth. It just proves how great we are as a community, that we are, where we can always pass the beacon on to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I've had many times where someone's randomly like given really expensive corals away, and they're like, "Wow, that's expensive. You should be trading like corals for that, or at least selling it." And they're like, "Nah, I just want to get rid of it. Go and get it traded." That's what surprises me, and that just, again, it proves how lovely the community is.
Yeah, I think when I did the frag swap for Aqua H, I was swapping something I had for something I liked, and towards the end of it, I just had a load of stuff left, and I swapped it for a load of stuff that I didn't actually want. I just wanted to be part of the frag swap experience and swap with people and interact with people. And a lot of it I then ended up giving away to other people when I got mostly Zoas, because I thought I really liked Zoas, and then I decided I didn't like them so much. So
it's like a cycle, like all the time with the community. You could have traded away an original piece, like I know I have. I've traded away a really unique Zoas before, which you don't see many of. Now, people like Prestige Reef have them on their shop.
Yeah.
I have the original OG Nightmares Zoas, which you don't see unless they've been traded by me originally. You don't have them anywhere else. But now people like Prestige have them. I can name about 6 or 7 people that have them, that are continuing on the trend. So I was looking the other day and someone was saying, oh, I've got OG Nightmares to trade. I'm like, you're the original person I traded them for, you know. But yeah, so I love the cycle. It keeps them going round and around.
Yeah.
And then you get warm, fuzzy feeling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited for starting to see Tony's kind of idea take off his digital corals thing, because all these trades and all these different corals being tracked and being visible. So rather than going to an event and realizing that someone is retrading something you trade with them, which is great, but sometimes of course you won't know. So to be able to eventually, when enough people are on that platform, to access all these trades and what's growing where, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I know it's he's doing some really great work, just finding out where the original coral came from.
Yeah,
and how it's cool. Like goes through the different people when they're fragging it all the time. It would be lovely to find out who is the newest person who owns this coral.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this is my one that's on digital corals. This, I think, originally was from Ryan at Prestige Reef.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I had it on my, stuck to my rock work, and it encrusted off of the frag plug onto the rock work.
Yeah.
And then when I got this tile from Tony, I was like, right, okay, snap that off.
Yeah.
And glue it to the square. And nice. Yeah, it's good.
I've just realised my trident isn't making a noise.
So
you said that word. Now it is. You've jinxed it.
That was my DOS. It's just the other noisy thing. Oh, it's worked.
Wow.
Apparently my ALK is 5.39, but it's worked. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's not. I don't think everything would be very happy.
Is it calcium 900?
No, not today.
I felt like that was what I got last. Like
the ALK is way off, but calcium is 395, which is about right. And then I got 1328 for mag, which is about right. So just ALK that's having a bit of a moment, but
yeah. I saw some people in the comments were kind of answering the question of the most shocking thing you've seen in reefing. Alyssa said it was seeing Harry in a dress.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And I noticed Liam has made it.
Hey,
finally.
Good evening, Liam.
Evening, Liam. I hope you're still recovering nicely. Yeah, your ribs are knitting together. Yeah. And John said that coral looks like a Big Mac.
Cheese Big Mac.
Oh dear.
Oh, now I'm hungry. Come on.
Let me close that down. I think that was the news.
Need to get a jingle.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is, I think Ron set the bar so high with the motherfucking reefing news.
Far too high.
That I can't compete with that. No. Yeah, I think I'll just have to. I'll stick to my niche, which is creating AI images of everyone.
Yeah. Yep.
Any advice that you've got for people starting out in reef keeping, Shamiller?
Don't always go to the local fish stores for equipment. Always try how you feel about reef keeping with secondhand, because it's a big commitment. money wise and time. If you don't feel like the little cheaper versions of what your tanks will eventually be when you can put the money into it and the time, then it's not a hobby for you. But if you want to keep fish on its own, yeah, cheap, cheerful secondhand tanks, always handy, useful. But you don't always need the biggest, newest, flashiest thing on the market. I know I haven't got a single brand new item at all. And we have always gone through Facebook with the amount of secondhand stuff. I could do my current tank about 4 times over for the same value what it is brand new.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you have a van. That's the other thing. Because, transferring big tanks in a little car, you can't do it, guys. We've tried. We've done it. This is back when back before I got married, back when I had a lovely little Ford KA Plus. We thought it'd be fine. Thought it would be fine. And then when I crashed the car, writ it off. And 2, it never fit a big tank in it. Now we've got a Hyundai iX35. Great car, still can't fit a tank in it. Nope. You need a van.
Yeah. So I went after the Reef Factory situation. I had an Aqua 120 mini reef that flooded everywhere. That happened Easter bank holiday weekend. I needed a tank because that was the second time that the servers had gone down and flooded my office. I was done with it. So it was either going to just get drained and new homes found for everything, and that was it, or I just had to get something with a twin drain system. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace and I found just over an hour's drive away a second-hand Reefer 250. This. And it is covered in scratches. But I've got a Volvo XC60. It doesn't all fit in a Volvo XC60. My friend had to follow me up there in his BMW i3 little electric car, which is surprisingly big inside. And we crammed it all into 2 cars, but it was also a 5th floor flat where this was. There was a reason it was only like 120 quid. Because everyone else was interested, and then he said it's a 5th floor flat, and they went, no,
you're right. Well, at least your new 9-foot tank will be built on site after they're
7 foot
taking the wall out.
7 foot. I think
that's so small for.
I think I might have decided on it.
Have you? Well, that's reefing news.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me see if I can get a picture up.
So you must be going DD, right? I'm excited.
Yeah. So I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But it is looking like it will be. I'll move that to that screen. Click present. Share. Entire screen. That one. It is looking like it will be the Aqua Pro Reef 2100, which is the one that you spent all day looking at Aqua, Shamiller, because it was right in front of you.
Oh yeah.
That huge one that was on.
I thought I was having a bit of deja vu.
Wow.
But yeah, I think
it was a lovely tank just looking at it from afar. I've got a thing about the black brezels and stuff. it doesn't do it for me anymore.
I like it. It's like a picture frame, like framing the tank. If you like, look at that rim as well.
Oh.
For putting your food on the side, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So I think. Sorry, I just got distracted then. I think that will be what I'm going to go for. I mean, like I'm saying, I'm not 100%. You know, if Red Sea phone me up tomorrow and say, "Hey, Steve, we'd like to give you a Reefer 750 XL," I would be inclined to go with that maybe. But but let's be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that will be what I end up going for. There is a question in the chat for you, Shamiller.
No.
Did you get attacked by a shark and it only ate your ears, or have you got some wicked-looking headphones?
I have my Biodynamic DT990 TIs on, which are
goodness.
professional gaming headphones.
I was going to say they sound very official.
This is the third pair I've ever had. So of DTs. I've had 770s and 880s, and now I'm on 990s. So,
Nice.
but no, my head is not being eaten by a shark. I just using a fancy backdrop because behind me is nothing really to look at.
You're surrounded by love.
I'm surrounded by love to reef because gotta represent, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got my other hobby behind me, and unless you're into miniatures, it's not worth looking at.
Oh, where's Dave when you need him?
Yeah. Oh, I've unplugged my headphones.
Oh.
It's fine. My little audio fixing machine that I have near me, it's been cutting in and out every now and then. So I'm like, oh God, here it goes again. Ironically, it's got a very unique name, this little system. It comes from a German company, and if there's any kids watching, I do apologize to the adults who would be listening. It's called a full of shit.
Oh.
And it's I've had it for quite a few years. It's a good little machine, but I think it's starting to die. I've had it for quite a few years now, so
I must admit I've never heard of a full of shit box before.
It's a very, very interesting little thing. It just fixes the audio, so I can hear you nicely and without crackling sounds. Also balances a bit better.
So do you have a fancy microphone as well? Yes. I thought you did. I thought it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, again, this is getting old now. It's a toner. Not compared to my husband's one. My husband's one's like a proper mic. Let me see if I can hijack his for 2 seconds. Yeah, that's his.
Oh.
So he has a proper little Audio Technica speaker head mic, which he rarely uses nowadays.
Very nice.
But yeah.
So do you game with it or?
No and yes. I play online Dungeons and Dragons. So the headphones and speakers are always the speakers on my PC are absolutely awful. So I have headphones. The mic is great. I used to play in a group for certain PC games, but we've kind of fallen out of love with those games, so we don't play them anymore. And the people I need to speak to half the time live in the same house as me. So
yeah. So fun idea. if you have like coral giveaways,
Yeah.
you could do it like a D&D style, roll the dice to see what one you're going to get.
That's cool.
I mean, that is a really cool idea, but I have a feeling there is so many corals coming for giveaway that I don't think I have a big enough dice.
Oh,
I need like a D1000 maybe, and there's no such thing as a D1000.
That's why you need a 3D printer.
I do.
There you
yeah,
go.
you could make one.
It's just literally a ball at that point, and it's just like there's no number on it that you can physically see because it just continues rolling.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when you see the D100, which is pretty much a ball anyway.
I've just realised I forgot to share the pictures of your tank.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you sent me 3 pictures. Well, go with the oldest first,
Yeah.
which is
So this is
pre-aqua last year.
Yes, it's pre-aqua. Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's a DD.
yeah, yeah, that's pre-aqua. The aqua state has had a little extra added since then because of Aqua H. I can probably say all the aquas apart from one on the left hand aquascape has died. The Duncan is fine. The trumpets in the middle, it got bigger, but then it's technically the same size because of all the trumpets death. Yeah, that Zora rock right in the middle at the back, that's just yellow. That is just purely yellow now. Even though it's got about 4 or 5 different types of Zoras on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got another picture after aqua.
Yeah.
Which is that
Oh,
one.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can see it's all grown out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the new corals that we had from aqua.
Was that scape, the middle back bit escape, was that there before?
Yeah.
Is that like a floating one, or is that attached?
So the one right in the back was in my little tank where I was holding on to the hammers.
Yeah.
All it is a hook system with, and it goes and hooks onto the back.
That's cool. I like that.
I got some inspiration from Aqua H, and I've seen loads of people doing floating shells, but having to use like silicone while it's dry.
Yeah.
I had a wet tank, so I couldn't exactly do that. So the best answer was to make a hidden hook system, which just hooked on the back, and it's still there today.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, it's looking very good.
Yeah.
And then I have the next one.
Yeah.
It's going to be devastating.
Where it doesn't look quite so good.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. It was a sad day. Very sad day. When we went out for work like normal, came back, and it had completely stripped at that point.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah. It had been an ongoing process of overdosing due to a machine error. But it went so quick that there was nothing we could do. We didn't even realize it was happening. It's normally quite stable, so we kind of left it for a long while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what, out of all the different corals that you lost, what are you most eager to replace?
Well, I've got there's 2 corals I would love to replace, but I know I won't be able to ever replace them. I had that really, really nice Fungia plate from Aqua. That really nice one.
I remember that it was like super long tentacles on it as well,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
We lost that, which is we've kept the skeleton in the tank because we've heard of the Phoenix effect.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not doing anything at the moment. So, and apart from replacing my hammer garden, I've lost a yellow, a gold. I've lost a marble. I can't remember. I had so many hammers and I've lost a gold torch as well.
Have you managed to trade a gold hammer in the frag swap?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say, if you haven't, I've got one for you.
Yes, I've managed to replace some of them, but not all of them. And we're also mainly looking at LPS. LPS and softies now in the tank rather than acros. The tank was mainly acro, SPS based. We would love to replace a lot of our chalices as well. My husband was devastated that we lost our Raja Rampage. We have got a trade replacement now for it, but he had grown it from, I think it was like a 1-eye Raja to over 50 eyes.
Wow.
In fact, you could see it in the second picture when it was like massive Raja. But yeah, so it's devastating. But this is why this community works so well, because after the tank crash, everyone was messaging me saying, how can we help you get what you would like? So, and
nice.
I think I did the same to someone last year who had a tank crash as well. So, and again, we just go in a lovely cycle of respect and helping each other out.
Yeah. I did notice someone put a question up about who was going to the Friday night before Love to Reef. And I did a poll in the chat. It looks like 5 people from the chat will be at the Green Man Friday night. So, what about forest fire mushroom? You're going for softies now. Have you got any of them?
Yes, I have actually from my other tank that where I had my water box 60. I had kept quite a few mushrooms in there and left it, well, kind of deserted the tank for a while. So I had lovely hair algae growing everywhere, quite a few Aptasia. Cleaned it up recently and found out how many mushrooms I actually have, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I'm fine, unless they're going to be really special mushrooms. I don't think I need anything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just trying to think of what I've got here that.
Yeah, I was going to ask what hammers don't you have?
Well, I don't have marble. I don't have. I can't even remember what I haven't got anymore.
If you think of anything, pop me a message. I'll see if I've got a couple of hammers.
Oh, thank you guys. But I'd rather go to someone who's a newbie person. I'm happy to take it if it's still going, but I'd rather go to someone new.
Yeah,
After
we'll
all,
see where we're at.
that's not a usual new person coral. So I might give it to someone who's a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and I do apologise. I was typing on my keyboard earlier. I've just realised
It was Melinda.
No, I'm being honest, guys. It was me.
We've got a bit of a running joke that Melinda's probably got the noisiest keyboard in the world. And yeah, in the salty banters, she'll be typing away. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, to be fair, it was far too quiet to be Melinda's.
Yeah, I did try, but as we've been having this live stream, I've had quite a few people message me on WhatsApp about the frag swap. So
oh, nice.
I thought I'd reply to them as we're going along. Unfortunately, though, it does require my keyboard.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got no more questions. We're at the 2-hour mark. Is there anything else that either of you would like to talk about, like to mention today?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't have anything unless anyone's got any questions for me from the chat. As I said, I'm always happy to answer.
Yeah. Well, in a minute, I'll play a clip. We'll be muted again, but if you hang on, Shamiller, we'll be back in the green room once we go off live. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. It's been great having you on.
It's a long time you've been asking if I come on, and I finally got here.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the first time we talked about it was probably before. Yeah, it was at Aqua-H, yeah, when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Talking about doing a live stream then. So.
Yeah, it's just been chaotic.
Yes.
This is the first Wednesday I've actually had off properly.
Wow.
So,
take more Wednesdays off. And you could always relax and watch the live stream from the East Coast Reefer.
I do listen to it. I listen to you guys.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you all next week.
Thanks, everyone.
I'll see you all at Love to Reef.
Yeah, see you there.
Yeah.